Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. And today we continue our trip through all the amazing amusement parks of Pennsylvania. We're stopping today at one of my favorite amusement parks in the country, and that is Kennywood. And one main thing I wanted to check out here is that they have completely redone one of their classic dark rides. So looking very much forward to that. This is a classic theme park, opened in 1899. A lot of the theme parks here in Pennsylvania are very old, and so very cool to see these classic theme parks still running, especially in today's conditions. So please follow me. Oh, first, gotta get our masks on. Follow me. All right, heading into the park and go through the temperature check station.
Safety signage located here at the entrance and around the park, and cooperate with all instructions.
Look at these giant roses.
It's up to all of us to work together and follow these new guidelines.
For some reason, the entrance to Kennywood is on the opposite side of the highway here, so you actually have to cross underneath to get to the park itself.
Each of the markers is for you and your traveling time only. Social distancing guidelines. As you enter the ride area or loading platform, please distancing guidelines. Only sit where instructed to by a ride attendant.
Now, the last time I was here at Kennywood, I got to ride a dark ride known as Garfields Nightmare. And it was a really cool old building. The building was built, the dark ride itself was built in 1901. But it had been through many different themes over the years. And I thought it was super cool. It's a free-floating boat that goes through a canal. But the Garfield theme did strike me as a little out of place. Apparently the Garfield theme was very unpopular for people that regularly visit Kennywood. And the dark ride had many themes over the years, but the guests wanted to return to a ride called the Old Mill. And this year Kennywood actually listened to their fans and decided to revert Garfield's Nightmare to the Old Mill. And well, an interesting thing, Garfield's Nightmare, built in 2004. There was actually a video game called Garfield's Nightmare that was released in 2007, so a little video game tie-in. But for whatever reason, the Garfield theme not popular, and Kennywood announced that the Nightmare is over and the Old Mill is back. You can see the Old Mill there, that free-floating boat, old water wheel. Look at the logo for the Old Mill there. That is beautiful. A skeleton, a skunk, and a possum. That is about perfect. Fortunately, we don't have that much of a line at this point in the day. You get a good look at the Old Mill from up here. And check this out. We got a super spooky skeleton peeking out that window. Some info on the building. Originally built in 1901, but completely reconstructed in 1926. Gone through several name changes, being called Garfield's Nightmare since 2004. It was even called the Panama Canal during the building of the famous engineering feat. It says that apparently a lot of people believe this was once called the Tunnel of Love, but that's not true. Yeah, the facade was completely the same when it was Garfield's Nightmare, which really seemed odd and didn't quite match.
You drop hand sanitizer.
Oh, hand sanitizer.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, sometimes
there we go. All right, going into the middle of the boat. Thank you. All right, here we go, floating through the Old Mill. You can already hear that classic Old West music. With this weird old cartoon here. Harold is bad to the bone. Uh-oh. I'm worried we might run into Harold. Oh, is that Harold right there? It's really dark right here. In between scenes. It used to be all lit up when it was Garfield ride. Old West Town. In the dark, no sounds. Oh wow. That looks like coyotes. What is that? Oh, it's an invisible blacksmith. Hey, you cut that out. What the heck? Oh! Compressed air just shooting out of nowhere. Okay, there's Harold the skeleton taking a bath. Spider on the outhouse. Uh-oh. Blacklight spiders. No trespassing, but I can't control the boat, sir. Oh, what is going on there? Oh, we're going through a graveyard. Ferris a wheel, I believe one of those said. Okay, what's this scene? Oh, so it's a bank robbery. Oh, the skeleton's handing over the money, but he's super scared and shaking. Oh, you can see dollars floating through the air. It's like an old poker game. A piano player, a dancing girl. There's scenes on both sides and you're going kind of fast, so it's hard to see in both. This may require multiple ride-throughs to get a good look. Oh, we have these wanted posters. This one's wanted for robbery. Suspect at large is a skunk. This possum's a known sidekick. Okay, this skeleton is using his leg to try to reach the keys to the jail. Will he escape? I don't know. Will he? I see some sunlight. Maybe we'll never find out. There he is in the stocks. That was pretty cool and had a lot of old school charm for a ride that was installed this year. But I wanted to go back through. I didn't, there's a lot going on, and there's stuff going on both sides of the boat. So let's take another ride through of the old mill. All right, heading back through the old mill. Yeah, they have this old cartoon that kind of, I guess, tells the story of Harold the Outlaw Skeleton. He is bad to the bone. He's riding a motorcycle. Right, so the first scene here is Harold, I guess, getting ready for his day of robbery. There's a little tailor right there. Looking good, Harold. That's all right. Coming into Old West Town. Harold hopping aboard the train. Blacksmith shop. See these coyotes and the invisible blacksmith. This coyote's tending the furnace right there. See, stay out. Guess this is Harold's campsite. His clothes are bouncing up and down for some reason. Oh, okay. Got a little bit of compressed air, gunfire. Harold's taking a bath next to the outhouse. There's another campsite, but more importantly, we have Harold with his lasso and his skeletal horse. And here's the bank robbery. Harold is robbing the banker. This is the stink up. Okay, he's actually pointing a skunk at the bank robber while the bank robber shakes in fear. And over here, we have a bar scene. See a puppet show. The bartender right there. Armed and stinky. He's got a skunk for a gun. There's the jail scene. The jailer's asleep while he tries to get the keys with his detached leg. Then our final scene where Harold is in the stocks. We have an arcade here with a lot of modern games. We do have a true old-timey amusement park staple. Laughin' Sal. You used to see these all over old boardwalks and amusement parks. People loved them. Children nowadays probably don't understand why it's so great, but I love you, Laughin' Sal. Then we have Princess Doroladina. She'll actually give you lottery numbers. I don't know, are they guaranteed to work? The back part of the arcade, they do have some classic games as well. There's Donkey Kong and Miss Pac-Man. Up on this top shelf, they have some of these old extinct arcade machines. You can see the Love Twister, the Magic Chair. And I think that is actually a model of one of their new roller coasters, the Steel Curtain. And there's the Steel Curtain right there, the model of which we just saw in the arcade. It's a brand new roller coaster. I don't believe it is not operational today. Not sure if it's not finished yet or that it's just not able to run for some other reason. When you find some trash on the ground, pick it up and stick it in a clown. This is the Route 66 auto race. Self-driving cars. All right, let's see if I fit in here. Oh, there we go. This is a tiny, tiny car. Steering wheel is locked. I have no control over my own destiny. Just careening along this wooden race car track. This doesn't really look like Route 66 because Route 66 is not made of wood. It is made of road. There's a cattle crossing sign. Just cruising along Route 66, getting my kicks, if you will. It's actually a very different twist on the old-timey car ride. The wooden track here. Almost like a completely flat wooden roller coaster. It's a ghost car. Oh, look at that. You can see Thomas, the train engine there, crossing the road in front of us. I think this is some sort of firefighting simulator. See people rotating on the back of fire trucks, blasting that flaming building. Interesting. Little miniature Thomas train right there, heading around in a gradual circle. But the old mill is not the only dark ride here at Kennywood. We also have the super spooky Ghostwood Estate. Oh boy, we have quite a lengthy queue to navigate to get to the ghost cars. Alright, headed into the super spooky queue here. Now normally you would congregate around here, and on the picture there'd be a guy explaining, or ghost who would explaining the rules, but I guess they don't want people congregating here in the queue area, so they've roped it off. But so we will continue on to the ride. Alright, our chariot awaits. Normally there'd be guns here to shoot, but I think that has been removed because of the pandemic, so people wouldn't be constantly touching the guns. So we'll just enjoy our our gunless ride through.
And now the spirits are aware of your presence.
Spirits are aware.
Very little chance to stay alive. No more. So I hope you will enjoy your eternity inside.
But nothing is jumping out because it requires the guns to activate the scares. So I just kind of look at the scenery. So a haunted house with no jump scares, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can actually look at the beautiful scenery without having to worry about any of it popping out and scaring you. Oh, we have a unholy feast going on right here. I bet something would pop out of that cage.
My wedding party.
That's a really beautiful dark ride. The executioner there. The spooky attic here. Spooky mannequin. Oh, headed into the furnace here, it looks like. See these? Oh my gosh, look at that guy. The hearse. A horse skeleton. The grave right there. Christmas tree, and some ghouls. So actually a interesting experience. You kind of just be able to meander through a haunted house and just kind of look at everything and not have to worry about shooting anything, not have to worry about anything jumping at you. It's a nice, relaxing drive through a bunch of ghouls and skeletons. So yeah, maybe, you know, maybe not good as a permanent attraction, but neat to be able to see Ghostwood State in a calm and relaxed manner. It's a classic coaster, the Thunderbolt, as you can see from this mural here. You see their kangaroo mascot plummeting down, and actually, I believe that's Laughing Sal right behind him. This coaster was actually named King of Coasters in the New York Times in 1968. Now there it goes. Now this is one of the saddest sights to see here at Kennywood. The Noah's Ark Funhouse is closed because of the pandemic. It's a funhouse, dark ride style funhouse. So I guess there's no way to stop people from touching things or getting too close to each other. But such a shame. One of my all-time favorite amusement park attractions. I did a full video on it. If you want to check that out, it's really worth it. It is just such a great attraction. The turtle ride there. Turtles going up and down as turtles do. Originally known as the Tumblebug. This used to be in about every amusement park in America. This one's been here since 1927. I think I'm gonna brave the head turtle here. We're riding inside the leader of the turtles.
Your hands and arms inside of your turtle and enjoy your ride.
Going on a turtle ride. Wait a minute. We going backwards?
Turtle, turtle.
What was that? Oh, there we go. Down and up and down and up. Hey, soothing up and down motion of the turtle is enough to put me to sleep. The ride operators keep shouting the word turtle for no reason. See, gonna have a big splash. Oh, that was soggy. This here is the Exterminator. It's kind of a dark side variation of the classic Wild Mouse roller coaster. There's some dark ride elements in it as well. Super creepy queue line in here. See all those old creepy sewer computers up there. Yeah, it looks like this is actually some old subway operating equipment. Dark and gloomy climb hell. Exterminator.
We're gonna need a bigger poison tank.
So we're gonna need a bigger poison tank. Oh, I see that rat right there. That is a big rat. Oh.
Exterminate him!
Oh. Now we're heading into the sharp wild mouse loops here. Oh, look at that big electric thing. Whoa! Oh my God. Oh! Danger. Oh God. Oh. Oh, now we're spinning in a circle. This is terrifying. Oh. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I'm going down the hill backwards. No! So basically, it's Space Mountain, but instead of space, it's giant rats. Oh, I hate these big swings. Look how high they get. Oh! Makes me sick just to watch it. Oh, look how high it goes. Oh! Over here in the bushes, we got a Space Martian eating some French fries. And then this guy here is just taking a little nap. Yeah, I don't know what these guys are up to here in the bushes. It's a UFO themed ride, Cosmic Chaos. This looks rather unpleasant. You sit in almost like a motorcycle seat and get launched up a hill while twirling in a circle. This guy here looks like he's loading up his comically small flying saucer. There's human beings in there. Here's Kennywood's classic mushroom water fountain, but because of the current pandemic, it is not in operation. It's been wrapped up in plastic, but it looked like someone was so desperate for water they poked a hole through. That's an interesting little kid's ride. They go around that circle and then they jump off that ramp. Whee! I could be wrong. I do believe this is George Washington? Pretty sure it's George Washington. Very cool old windmill right there. And good night to you, Kennywood. So thank you for joining me on our trip to Kennywood. It was really amazing seeing the old mill reborn. I never got a chance to see the original old mill, but it is really cool to see that a classic old dark ride emerges from the dead and is reborn here at Kennywood. As far as how the park is dealing with the pandemic, it does seem like they're doing a pretty good job. Almost everything is operational. Sadly, that does not include their absolute best attraction, which is the Noah's Ark Funhouse. But I've seen from other amusement parks, a lot of walk-through attractions are being closed. I think it's just hard to control social distancing in those environments is my guess on why they are not open. But, you know, hopefully we can come back and once again enjoy the glory that is Noah's Ark here at Kennywood. And we'll be moving on and visiting some more amusement parks here in Pennsylvania. If you'd like to see other amusement parks that I've already been to, or you would like to see the roadside attractions, haunted attractions, museums, other fun stuff, check the interactive map in the description of this video. It'll show you all the different places I've been, and you can tell me where I need to go next. If you'd like to help support the channel, check and see if there's any merch available in the Etsy shop, or if you'd like to donate $3 a month at least, you'll get a postcard from Patreon. Until next time, this one's in the bag.